Welcome, the War Chief of Light is back with another epic video. Hi, my name's Peepy, but you lovely people are more than welcome to call me Peeps. Alright, now if you've been here for a while, you already know this, but for our new friends, hi, first of all. Second of all, I'm a big girl. I can admit when I'm wrong. And I was dead wrong about Yotsuyu. It's that simple. As you can very well imagine, this video is spoiler central. Probably one of the biggest arcs in Stormblood in my humble opinion. So if you haven't played it through, first off, smile. You know. Secondly, go play it. This video will be right here when you're done, and then you can just shake your head at it and come check it out. Before jumping into the video though, if you're into this sort of stuff, you know, me admitting I'm wrong in things. I'm kidding. Or you like lore, deep dives, and Final Fantasy, gaming, or just nerdy stuff in general, well honey, you're home. Hit that subscribe button because listen, we tend to do nerdy here pretty well. Alright, let's go jump into why I was wrong about Yotsuyu right now. Cruel, twisted, sadistic, psychopathic, something that rid her of all emotion. That's how I would have described Yotsuyu. And listen, I honestly thought that she was sloppily written. To be real, you kind of get a hint or so at some of her poor upbringing, but all of a sudden she goes into full trauma dump mode right at the end of Castle Doma. And honey, like, wow. So it really felt like it was kind of rushed, and then she dies. Now, I already knew that Stormblood did face some pacing issues, so I thought this was part of it, and well, it is what it is. And I was wrong. I was wrong about it, and I was wrong about Final Fantasy and Square Enix, generally speaking. I completely forgot that Final Fantasy and Square Enix plays the long game. They'll get you in the end. Don't you worry. And I was wrong. I also fell for it. I mean, I fell hard. I ate up everything they gave me after 4.0. Exactly every emotion they wanted me to feel, I felt it. Because it just took me for a loop. I was on this carriage ride and they are driving. Tsuyu is genius. Fucking genius. In every way, shape, and form. At the time when she was first introduced, I was not on board. I thought it was a little bit of a coy way to bring her back and backstab everybody and leave it at that. Nope. I fell for it eventually. When we seen her get her flashbacks, those little memories, and then she felt remorse. When she helped Gosetsu, the fruit, oh my god, that fruit. I don't care what the name of the fruit is, it doesn't matter. The lengths that she went through to help Gosetsu was incredible. I fell for it. I mean, this character is so good that even at the very end, you think she'll, delete herself due to the emotions and the memories that return. I mean, it all changes in an instant, but when she's introduced to the starting point of her true trauma, it's like a switch. Wait a second. All these memories are your fault. Yeah. Fuck you. I was there for the ride. I understood where it went and why it went that way, but whew, an emotional turn. The Eikon fight wasn't that difficult. Hear me out. It was a very engaging fight and the actual combat was great. And what was being said during the fight was very difficult to read. But you're in the middle of a fight. You are clicking on things, you are watching the ads, you are watching where you stand, especially if you're new to it. you don't really get the gravity of what's going on the first time you do it. Don't worry, that comes after. It took me a solid couple of days to recover from that fight and that cinematic that comes right after. Oh boy. We go through Yotsuyu's story hating her, despising her, weary of her when we see her in this new form, and we end it pitying her. And remember, we know she was fucking terrible. We know that. We are aware that she was an absolute monster to the Domans. But I cried my miserable little eyes out when she died. Like I said, Final Fantasy reeled me in. And let me get this point across. I don't think she was actually psychopathic or sociopathic. I think she did like many other children and victims of severe trauma and suppressed Tsuyu. I think she did what she had to survive. So this face, this monster that we see, is survival. She fought against her oppressors, the Domans, not the Garleans. The Garleans treated her much better. Which, what does that tell you? But it is a coping mechanism for survival. At least that's how I read it. I could be wrong. And I mean, discuss it, please. I love going into lore stuff. And think about it. Someone without emotion, without anything, can't feel happiness or the lust for revenge that she felt. That lust is emotion. That joy when her brother finally died, which... And that little moment of care, of empathy towards Gosetsu is probably my favorite line that she says at all. In her final moments, and she's fully aware these are her final moments, the last thing she says is, "I wonder if the fruit was as sweet as he remembered." The last thing that she tells us is about the kind gesture that she did, and she hoped that it went well for him. She's no monster. I mean, she did monstrous shit, but she's no monster. After all the shit she did to the Domans, we finish her arc pitying her and crying like a baby, as you guys seen or will see throughout this video. I'm going to be brief talking about this point because, listen, I got a full face of makeup and I would prefer to keep that full face of makeup on my face. Much like the very famous A Knight's Calling quest, that knife twist at the end. For those of you who don't remember A Knight's Calling, Hochstafel, yeah, to me I was tearing up and I was handling it. Until I went to Edmond de Fulton and told him his son died. I was already in tears with Yotsuyu. It was already flowing, we were already there. And sure enough, when Gosetsu arrived and Ugly cried, Peebs Ugly cried too. And I'm not gonna lie, I struggled hard to stop. And to be perfectly honest, if the camera wasn't on, I would have probably been crying for hours. Like I did with Edmond de Fulton. I did. I had ended the stream and went to Ugly cry. But whoa, what a moment. And Gosetsu nails it. It's perfect writing. I mean, you see my reaction. I'm making this claim right now. Asahi is the best villain so far. Listen, the little jerk was in there for what? 1 patch? 1.5? Maybe 2 patches at the most? No introduction before that. We didn't know little bastard existed. And even then, take this into account. We knew the second he walked onto that screen he was bad. I mean, I said it many times. White is sus. Second he walked on, we knew he was trouble. We knew he was gonna do something stupid. And when he did it, we still lost our cool. I hated him. I don't know about we. I hated him. And especially in that moment when he's in his monologue with his dead sister in his eyes, and he's kicking the corpse. You can actually see me stand up in my chair, start to curse, and like hold myself back, because in that moment I was full of rage. It bothered me that this was the moment that I was seeing.
Instead, this harlot betrayed his trust.
Fucking
Useless piece of
So say what you want. The little bastard did an amazing job at making us hate him. And he got what he deserved. I mean, it all worked out, right? But still, I'm gonna argue he's probably the best villain so far. And the final point I wanted to touch on is risk. Listen, Final Fantasy and Square Enix took one hell of a risk to even begin this storyline. Think about what Yotsuyu went through. Actually, I'm going to leave it on the screen somewhere, probably here-ish, because I can't even say half that stuff on YouTube without getting severely demonetized and, you know, FBI watched or something, whatever they do. All that. Yeah. And on top of all that, which is bad, like I don't want you to think it's not bad, it's terrible. That scene where that boy is kicking that corpse. It's hard. They took a risk to tell you a story that was difficult to tell. I would say the gamble paid off and it was tastefully done. I would say that it was successful. And I mean, it destroyed me, let's be honest. The only complaint is the corpse kicking. I mean, that, it's still, I think they overdid it just a little bit. Because I don't think that many times was that necessary. I think they got the point off if they've only would have done it once. You know what I mean? We were already there. We already hated him. We already knew he had zero regard for her. I don't think they needed to go that far. But was it effective? Yeah. So I will gladly admit that I was dead wrong about Yotsuyu and dead wrong about Final Fantasy. I should just sit back and trust them and let them take me away. Because listen, I keep forgetting that they played a long game. Oh, you don't know what's going on yet? Sit down, little Padawan. It's coming. Alright, well, what did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy her arc? Did you cry nearly as much as I did? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, give me a big old thumbs up. If you didn't, well, cool. Be honest with me. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. Bonus points if you tell me why you didn't like it. Feedback is the best way to improve. And if you like this sort of stuff, the lore, the deep dives, the looking after things, Final Fantasy, nerdy stuff, all the stuff, or me, I don't know, hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, ring that bell. That way you'll get notifications every time I go live or upload, which, bitch, we do a lot. We stream on this channel 3 nights a week. We also upload at least a video a week. Lately, 2. It's been great. If that's what you're into, you know. You know. Alright, we'll have a legendary day. Thanks so much for being here, and I can't wait to see you guys again on the next one. Bye. I fucking told you that White is sus. I told you. We could have kicked his ass off this ship a long time ago. But no, Hien wasn't convinced. He sucks at this game. Just saying. Maybe I'm a